Welcome back to the show. Well, more now on that explosive new lawsuit filed against Prince Andrew in a New York court. The British royal being accused of sexual assault against one of Giuffre Epstein's longtime accusers.
Entertainment reporter Sam Rubin joins us now in Los Angeles. Sam, always good to talk to you. I tell you what, this is an ongoing scandal, isn't it? It's a PR disaster for the palace.
It is indeed a PR disaster. Ali and Karl, Australia, good morning. And I tell you what, not a good day for Prince Andrew. Virginia Giuffre has made these accusations for many, many years. She's featured in several documentaries. She paints a very convincing portrayal on camera. And speaking of on camera, there is a photo of a then 17-year-old Virginia with Prince Andrew, her arm around her waist. You're looking at it right now. And now more damning details. She says she had 3 effectively forced sexual encounters with the prince in New York, in London, on Jeffrey Epstein's island in the Virgin Islands. And, she says, here's exactly what happened. The prince has vigorously denied this. New York officials now want to talk to the prince. They wanted to talk to him for some time as they investigate Jeffrey Epstein, as they investigate Ghislaine Maxwell. He has not agreed to speak with them yet. We don't know if he will. This lawsuit was filed in Manhattan. There was a new law passed just in 2019 that victims of sexual abuse who were underage, there was no longer statute of limitations. You've heard those stories in the past where, well, we can't sue or we can't go after somebody. It's been too long. They removed that barrier. Virginia says she is doing this. She's a wife, a mother now. She knows the risks to her and her family. But she says it's not right to not fight back, and that's what she's doing.
Either way, she's doing that, certainly, isn't she? He's obviously, there was talk that they failed to reach some sort of financial resolution, and that's why it's got to this point right now. But is there any point in the future where he will actually be called upon legally to answer questions under oath?
You know, that is the million-pound question, Karl, whether he will be compelled to testify. One answer, and certainly I'm not an attorney, is if he doesn't go to U.S. soil. I know we have extradition with Britain, but I assume that a member of the royal family probably follows different protocols than other people. But I don't know. One analogy that is being drawn here, funnily enough, and it's obviously not quite the same thing, O.J. Simpson could not be convicted in a criminal case. He was not convicted. The aggrieved parties, Ron Goldman's parents, sued him civilly, and they won. And a judgment was leveled against him. It was sort of a second trial of sorts. Obviously, all of that took place on American soil. Will Prince Andrew come to New York, or have New York officials or the attorneys for Virginia speak to him in England? We'll have to see. At the moment, there's no indication that that will happen.
Sam, how big a story is this in the US? Obviously, we're paying very close attention to it here in Australia and also in the UK.
I don't think it is as big as in the UK or Australia, to be very honest with you. There's so many other things going on here. The abrupt resignation of Governor Cuomo earlier today has sort of taken most of the headlines. And the fact is, if you watch these documentaries, and again, I guess they're one-sided to a degree. You only see the clips of the Prince Andrew BBC interview, which of course did not go very well. Virginia is very, very convincing, and she's one of the few Epstein victims who over time has told the same story, again, has that photograph. Here she is in front of a gaggle of press. You can see how many people have turned out to interview her in the past. I mean, some attention, but it is not the big story of the day here.
Well, Cuomo, I just wasn't sure where the lines had been redrawn to. I mean, it took him 2 months too late, didn't it? Good on you, Sam. Thank you so much.